Hi, everyone. Hello. How's everyone doing? It's Wednesday. It's the week of Thanksgiving here in the United States. And I don't know. I don't know if people have off work or what some people, this is going to be their last day of work for, for like 4 days or something, depending. My daughter had the whole week off school, which I thought was weird. They get a lot of days off. They get a lot of days off school, or for how much school there should be. But I guess that's why the school year is weird now. Like kids go back to school way earlier than they used to. You would go to school in like September when I was going to school. Back to school was like, oh, it's early September. It's But now it's like the kids go back mid-August and stuff. It's really weird. And so I wonder if it's because they are just giving kids more time off, or what they make it up that way, or whatever. I don't know. But we're here. I thought I might play some games. I don't know these video games anymore. What's up with them? I'm playing one, and I can't really talk about it till next week. And I'm waiting on another one that I don't have that I theoretically would be talking about next week as well. And now that I think about it, I should probably send an email real quick here and say, hey, is this are you sending this out? Is this going to be a Is there going to be a thing here? Where's this? Okay, I did. Got it. Oh, no, wait. Okay, well, it is still within the window of when they're supposed to send that out. So whatever. And then we can all talk about Super Monkey Ball Adventure 2. The chants are crazy in this one. The chanting in Super Monkey Ball Adventure 2 is significantly expanded because they added a fourth spot for a chant, so you can say poo 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 poo, which is a whole. I'm unfortunately I am embargoed. I cannot tell you what happens when you chant poo 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 poo. That'd be great if they just like dug that out. They're like, hey, the time is now. We because they started making monkey ball games again, right? They're like, oh fuck it, we're gonna pump these things out, and now maybe they're like, oh well, hey, maybe we should revisit this adventure concept and try to make something different, really change it up from the classic formula. The 3 foghorns this time. Don't tell anybody I told you that. It's a hell of a game. Been watching. That is a filthy video game. And I had no idea that the Super Monkey Ball Adventure for the GameCube was such a, I don't know, it sounds like the PS2 version is even worse, but we're not going to play that today. I don't know. I thought, I don't really have much of a list of games here to play, whereas as we kind of cruise into the end of the year here, there are still games coming out, but not at the same clip. And so it's been maybe a good time to catch up on some of the games you missed throughout the year. A lot of people have been talking about, the last couple of years, really, a lot of people have been talking about this one, but let's, I can't hit a button for that. I need to redo my buttons. On my Stream Deck now that all these scenes have changed for 4K. This is a game called Elden Ring for the Game Boy. Not a ton of sound in this. Okay, start doesn't seem to do anything. Select doesn't seem to do anything. I've got sword. And I've got what appears to be a roll. All right, we've got an evil bug. Oh, got me. Ah! Got him. Oh, God. I appear to have fallen to my death. All right, is there anything in here to get? Tarnished. Yes, the lands between. That's us. Maidenless. All right, well. Northern Cliff. I'm guessing that's up. Oh. Oh, God. What is this? A golden rune. Mm-hmm. Okay, yes. Business, the two fingers. Yeah, I forget. You know, I didn't really play that all that much Elden Ring in the grand scheme of things. I forgot how gross it is. It's like that's a game. Like they keep talking about fingers. Oh, God, these guys are. Oh. Ah. Hmm. Oh. Oh, man. Okay. I'm finding I have just about as much patience for this as I did for the actual Elden Ring. So, you know, successful. Someone is stuck. All right. Iron Fist. Finally. Oh, right. The jar. Yeah, right. Eastward to Redmane Castle on the southern edge of the Gaylord Wilds. Ooh, a festival. Like, I probably don't want to go this way, right? Because, yeah. Huh. All right. This is as far as you can go in this homebrew game that we made. These guys, idiots. Idiots. Dumb idiots. Oh, look at this. This is actual, like, side-scrolling now. That's interesting. Like, this, there's kind of a lot for oh, I can jump. Whoa. This jump feels terrible. Oh, no. How am I supposed to roll? Yeah, no roll. Just a jump and an attack. Okay. All right. That's interesting. I messed with this the other night. I just kind of discovered that it existed, and I was like, oh, weird. I think I don't think this is exactly new. But I did not encounter any side scrolly stuff. I guess I need to dodge that initial falling attack there, huh? Oops. It doesn't seem like it has any kind of like leveling up mechanic. I mean, there's no subscreen or anything, so you know, if it does have, if it is tracking experience or, you know, any kind of anything in the background, it has not made that evident. Huh. Huh. Yeah. Smoldering with thy meager flame. Brook the... Yeah, okay. What? Yeah, sure. Stupid bird. The achievement tracker seems to indicate that there are 10 of those golden runes, and I found 4 of them so far. No, not going that way. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I guess I can just wait for the fire to not be where I need to stand, huh? Ah. Mm. Mm. It's a really silly looking character. I guess Godric always was a silly looking character, but seeing this rendering of it is pretty good. I don't have enough health left to really mess around here. One day we'll return together. Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay. Sure. Sure. That's probably enough of that. Yeah, so this is, as far as I know, this is still on itch. I don't know. But that's some neat homebrew stuff. I don't know. There's fun. People have made a lot of weird stuff, especially for Game Boy, you know, because GB Studio, you know, it does kind of provide a good inroad for people to make Game Boy games, and there's just a lot of really wild homebrew stuff for Game Boy. Whereas, like, I feel like a lot of the stuff for the NES is not. I don't know. NES homebrew has never really. I cannot name a single piece of homebrew NES software that I'm like, oh yeah, there was the one thing that was like that expanded. It was like the game from Action 52 expanded into a whole thing, but I don't know. That was yay. Oh. So I'm guessing if I hit continue, okay. So is this before the fight then? Yeah, it is. Okay. Can I leave a fight? Oh, you can't even leave a fight. Okay. Well, whatever. What do we got? What else is there here? Beat Godric within 5 minutes. Defeat Godric while only having Margit's ring. And find all of these. Okay. That seems like it's all probably doable achievement wise. This just got added to retro achievements, and I didn't really have time to look at it very much. Let me find it. Where does that live? That lives right here, and then right here. We drag that in, and then we say ESP. And then it crashes, and we sagely nod and say, yeah. Mm-hmm. Got it. And then we try it again. Apparently, Pinball Dreams came out for the PSP as a PSP Mini, which I forgot that those existed. And now it has retro achievements. Pinball Dreams is primarily known as an Amiga game made by DICE, the company that made Battlefield. We're not going to play this way, but you can rotate. If you want to play on the PSP this way, it'll let you do it. I feel like this game, like a lot of Amiga games, but this one, here being represented on the PSP, so it's like kind of filtered through a filter through a filter. Just reminds you of how cool music could be on the Amiga. Tracker software. Making mods, making meds, S3Ms, all your Scream Tracker tracks, and all of that cool stuff. And it's great. And it's weirdly, like that era, the Atari ST is kind of has been similarly used over the years, but like I don't know, like I think there are aspects of this like Amiga demo scene music that ended up being weirdly influential, and the number of like music producers that kind of cut their teeth on this stuff maybe when they were a kid, or or maybe just were part of that scene or whatever, is like it's kind of like more than you think. That's not to say it's like a gargantuan number of thousands of people, but you'll be reading about someone and you're like, this person's new album came out or whatever, and then you'll be reading up on them and be like, oh, by the way, this person did a bunch of fucking demo scene music on the Amiga, and you go, oh, that checks out. Yeah, yeah. But the ST, like as far as like a MIDI device and everything, like the ST definitely had its share of use in a production setting, really. I mean, the ST feels like as more and more computers were making their way into music production in any way, like the ST was kind of... Yeah, the Benny Man says 90s electronic music in the UK blurs with stuff like this for me. Yeah, it kind of does. And it feels like that's kind of where it came from, right? That it maybe started here to a certain extent, or was happening in multiple places, depending on, what background you were from, if you were making music more professionally, or if you were part of the demo scene, or, whatever. Like, there's just I bet there are a lot of interesting, like, how did you get discovered stories for people that produced music in the 90s and 2000s that kind of came out of this scene. There's a new book out about Wipeout and its stylistic contributions to culture in a general sense, I would say. Visually, but certainly, like musically, Wipeout is massive. But when I think about the music of Wipeout, like obviously, there's that the cold storage stuff that, you know, was maybe the more kind of original material for the early franchise there. But like, you know, when I think about music in Wipeout, I'm thinking about the licensed soundtrack in Wipeout XL, you know, like I'm thinking about, you know, that being the first time I ever heard Firestarter. And it was just an instrumental version, you know? And all of the, like, you know, Future Sound of London and just like all the stuff that's on that soundtrack. That stuff is like, I don't know, like that for me, that was I know I talked about it before, but like I think that was the time when a lot of my musical tastes really changed. And I'd say that's true for that style of music was starting to come up in the United States. Anyway. But like as a result of playing Wipeout XL, it felt like I was like, oh, like I had not really heard, I had not heard of the Prodigy before that, and so that was my first exposure to it. And then suddenly the Prodigy was everywhere when Fat of the Land came out, and like that album was fucking massive. How do I get back to? I don't know if I can. If there's a way for me to quit, or I have to like. Maybe I have to reset it. And so it was like something that was going to happen anyway. Like that style of music was going to take over regardless. You know, whether it was the Prodigy, you know, Fatboy Slim, and some of the other stuff that kind of just came along. Like techno music was here to stay. It's not just bleeps and bloops from a computer anymore. Today's producers, you know. But it was Wipeout XL that, like, you know, it feels like it contributed to making that style of music just a little bit more, like, building awareness for it, you know? Like, there were certainly people that were listening to that type of music in the United States prior to that, you know? And I'm sure that they were very mad about it for a very long time. The Prodigy is like incredible. Like I'm, you know, a lot of, like, if you think about it, electronic music, like dance music, just in a general sense, just popular music, even, I guess you could say, is always so fleeting. And as genres change, artists fall out of favor. You know, like you have artists that, you know, don't adapt with the times. And they just kind of like, you're like, oh, well, okay, they're still making that music, but that's not the popular music anymore, so whatever, who cares? Or you have artists that try to change up their sound to fit whatever the current style is, and they sound like fucking hilarious jokes. And because that's, you know, obviously not easy to pull off, and sometimes comes off as disingenuous. The Prodigy did a fucking amazing job of, like, if you go listen, like, Fat of the Land's a great album. Like, one of the greatest albums ever made, probably. I'm going to say almost everything they did after that is also fucking incredible. But it just, you know, like, a lot of that stuff, you didn't hear about it as much because, you know, styles changed and you know, it wasn't necessarily popular music on the radio the way that they were before, and, you know. But the fucking amazing thing they did is... He did. I mean, you know, whatever. It's a group. They never stopped sounding like the Prodigy. That's not to say that it sounds old or anything. Like, their style, you know, like certainly evolved as the years went on. But all of it was recognizable as like, no, this is still. These people are still making this music, and they still like to make it this way. And so, like, just about every album they put out after that, you know, whether it was Invaders Must Die or, you know, the Day Is My Enemy, like, whatever, like, all that stuff is fucking amazing. Like, it's still all really good. Whereas, like, if I had to compare it, to like, I don't think the Crystal Method was nearly as successful as at doing that. I feel like the Crystal Method really strongly fell off. And they went through their whole thing where, like, one guy left and the other guy said, well, I'm going to keep making this stuff and I'm still going to, now I'm just going to be called the Crystal Method. And so, like, Crystal Method had like a couple of good albums in them, and then after that, well, I don't know, they went on and that dude went on to score films and do other stuff. Like, he's still working, whatever. But it's a very different career path than the Prodigy took, and yeah, I don't know. Like, that's my way of saying, if you liked Firestarter but the kind of never really followed up. Like, there are like 4 albums or something of stuff that came out after that a lot of it is still really good. Even that song with Juliette Lewis, still good. What do I prefer in a video pinball game? Strict adherence to real tables and physics, or wacky stuff they can only do in a game? Oh, well, so both. But I think if you're going to do weird, unrealistic stuff, you need to go all the way. And that is actually one of my biggest problems with Pinball FX, is they try to have it both ways, where they try to have realistic tables, but also add a bunch of stuff to it, and add a bunch of additional kind of stuff on the table, and a lot of that stuff is not very good. Also, I think the physics in Pinball FX are dreadful, but we've talked about that before. They're and they also, by getting the license to a lot of the Williams stuff, unfortunately, that ended the run that Farsight Studios was having with Pinball Arcade. Pinball Arcade? Is that the name of that thing they made? I think they were doing a great job with remaking real tables and making the physics feel nice, and Pinball FX has never been as good. They added a bunch of toggleable settings, none of which fix the problems with it. And so it's a shame that you have all these licensed pinball tables that I would love to play that never feel right. Though they're, I got to give it to them on some level. Like, they are, like, they're putting out more licensed tables. I want to say it's like next week. And Bonsai Run is in there. Bonsai Run is the table that had, like, part of the table was on the back glass, and so you would head for the hill and you would ride up the back glass of the table. It was pretty cool. The Xenotilt, yes, Xenotilt just went 1.0 and just exited early access like last week, I think. Xenotilt's great. Xenotilt is fucking cool, man. Maybe we should just play Xenotilt. That game's been solid for a really long time. Like, their early access, like they've added modes to it and stuff as they've been going through their early access. Like, they definitely added stuff to it, but that game's been great for like a year or more. This Western-themed pinball table is not as good as the Western-themed pinball table in Psycho Pinball. but the music's good. Zachariah Pinball. Is it Zachariah? Is it Zachariah? I never know how to pronounce it. But yeah, that's... I reinstalled that. I actually have that installed now. Maybe we should mess with that as well. Because there are a zillion tables in that thing, and I think a lot of them are bad. That game, if you want to have, if you are interested in getting achievements on Steam that will be at the top of your like rare achievements list, if you have the rarest achievements unit added to your Steam profile page, that is, if you buy some of the later released DLC for that pinball thing, that's a great way to get some of that stuff. December? Is December a thing? I don't know. No. I'll play some DOS games. I don't know. I got some DOS games installed. We could be playing Abuse right now. No, I don't know what DOS games are good. What DOS games are good? I mean, there are plenty, right? But which ones would you still want to play? The game I keep wanting to go back to, the second place for Steel Wheel. It's Crusader. Crusader No Remorse is a game I am always thinking about. Even when I'm not thinking about it, I'm still somehow thinking about it. Beatbox. Oh. I think if I ever found the time to start making music again, I would probably want, I feel like aesthetically, I would want to just bit crush the shit out of everything to make it sound like Amiga samples. Like I was making a mod. You can't say making a mod anymore. People don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Rock da house, it says up there at the top of the table. Ah! I mean, Psycho Pinball is a DOS game. It's also, I guess it came out on the Mega Drive, but it did not come out here on the Genesis, so I only know it as a PC game. I mean, you know, we could play a Dark Sun, you know, Space, that Space Marine game. That is the first. That's probably, I guess that is probably the first Warhammer game I ever played. Was that Space Marine game that came out for PC sometime in the early 90s. Europe tour! Yeah! We are going! Rock the house! Space Hulk, you're right, Space Hulk. Yes, not Space Marine, Space Hulk. I tried playing Space Hulk relatively recently. I think I streamed that. I don't know. I don't think that was just me in the dark, in a dark room playing Space Hulk, though maybe. All right, well, we tried 3 of the 4 tables. Might as well try all 4. Ooh. These are all very straightforward table designs. You know, that's I think that's a lot of pinball tables made in this era. A lot of, you know, digital pinball made in this era adheres to this basic format of ramps and loops, which, you know, obviously a ton of pinball tables were built on some of these basic concepts for sure. So they can't all be Black Knight. I think that was my big problem with Pinball Effects was when they had a table that was like basically like they had bootleg versions of real tables in there, sort of. And there was one in there that was like, here's a table that is the basic layout of Black Knight, but a totally different theme and not nearly as good. And so just everything those guys have done with pinball has just felt tainted to me by like 5 different things, and that is one of them. I want to say it was like skateboard themed. They did a skateboard themed table. It's like one of the first tables they ever made. When they first started doing their thing. Cool. And this table's good, but, you know, it's no Elvira. Either of the Elvira tables, really. Ah. Yeah, Addams Family is a great pinball table. Twilight Zone is, you know, you could make arguments that either one of those is the greatest table of all time, and I will listen to you. I don't agree that. I don't think Addams Family is the greatest pinball table ever created. You might be able to convince me that Twilight Zone is. Scientifically speaking, like from the heart, absolutely not. But But if we were to science some pinball tables, you might come out saying, hey, Twilight Zone is actually the best. All right, well, yeah, so this just got retro achievements, I believe, yesterday. And it's a PSP Mini, which I forgot, again, that PSP Minis ever existed. It has a lot. Okay, there's like a lot left to this, huh? Am I ever going to get all these? Of course not. But DOS games, man. So I have some DOS games that are relatively easy to run here. In theory, some of them will work, some of them won't. I'm really good at playing the first like level of Jill of the Jungle and then going like, okay, I'm good. Raptor's a great game. Can't say enough about Sango Fighter. Though Sango Fighter is no Super Fighter. Super Fighter is a... Do I have... Yeah, I have Super Fighter. Super Fighter is incredible. One Must Fall... last time I looked, One Must Fall does not run super well here. But, well, let's try it. We just want... There's a run.bat that they want for these, right? Or no? Yeah, there it is. This might run too fast. DOSBox is not a perfect science, if I remember correctly. But that may have been fixed. I can't remember. Okay, this looks like it might be running at the right speed. Yeah, I think we're good. Oh, no, we're not. I still won the fight, though. So we do have some options here. I mean, we probably don't want... yeah, I guess we want, like, you know, I played this game in 1993 or 4. So a Pentium would probably be too fast. But a 486 double clocked little DX2 business. I had a DX4 there for a while, 100 megahertz. Now it's pretty good. Let's try this again, see if we can dial it in. A lot of games will just, you know, like it's by default, it's set to automatic, and a lot of games will run just fine. But One Must Fall is a game that does not run just fine. There, that looks like a more reasonable load. This is still too fast. Let's slow it down a little bit more. This is making me crazy. 33 megahertz. Just push the turbo button. Toggle the turbo button to off. There is also, if you want to play One Must Fall, which is a hell of a game here, there is an open source version of it. There is OpenOMF, and it's something that's built to run on modern systems a little bit more cleanly than going through DOSBox and dealing with all this. And so you should check out OpenOMF.
Round 1. Fight. Round 2. Fight.
Ugh, dizzied. There is a projectile. I just can't remember how to do it. But that leap is very powerful, so...
Round 1. Fight.
Oh, it's down back. There we go. So down back for the projectile, down forward, or down forward for the leap. The combo system in this feels weird, man, because like it's stuff cancels in a like that stuff, like just it flows out of you in a way that like a lot of like honestly a lot of like better produced fighting games don't get right. And it's kind of mashy and weird, and you know, like it's I don't know that it's necessarily the most balanced thing in the world, but there is something about the way this game just feels.
Round 1. Fight.
Ah. Yeah.
Round 2. Fight.
We talk about it every time this game comes up. Well, almost every time, but I reviewed the sequel to this, which is a fucking disgrace.
Round 1. Fight.
It was OMF Battleground, I think was the name of the sequel, and it's more of a virtual on style thing than a actual fighting game. And it sucks. It was like a big well, not big. There was nothing big about that game, but I want to say it was like 8-player multiplayer or something. You know, because there was like a bunch of robots in an arena, like behind the back camera type stuff. And it was no good. It was no good.
Round 1. Fight.
Am I good at this, or were we just bad when it came out? I remember this being way harder. So I was probably not as good at this as I am now. Some of that is just, you know, years of playing it, but also this is the only character I know. This guy, the guy with the triangle in his chest, I played as him sometimes too, but. Oh. It does have finishers, but I never really learned or knew when to do them. I don't know if you have to like dizzy them near the end of a fight or something.
Round 1.
And then put it in, because it's not like it stops and gives you time. Oh, during the wind pose you do it. Okay.
Round 2. Fight.
Okay.
Round one.
Fight. You win.
Yeah, is anyone playing this game at Evo, or is there like a disgusting hotel room
Round two.
Fight.
where people are playing One Must Fall at Evo every year for money?
You win.
Round one.
Fight.
Oh, ah.
You win.
Round two.
Fight. You win.
Major Krysak. Oh, yeah. I guess you gotta play on hard if you want to fight the boss, huh? I always forget that. It's a good game. No, everything crashed again. That's the RetroArch promise. Are you doing anything weird with any of the cores outside of the core, like 5 ones that work really well? Well, then this whole thing might just collapse on you at some point. But that's, between the ExoDOS collection and this DOSBox Pure core, they make playing DOS games really easy. DOSBox Pure is just kind of meant to load ExoDOS archives. And so you can very easily fire this stuff up. Hot games like FX Fighter. Does this work? Oh, geez. From your friends at GTE, the phone company. Oh, did I not configure? Did I need to configure? I may have needed to do this first. IRQ7, DMA1, 5. That seems right to me, man. Maybe there's just no sound in. Yeah, FX Fighter seems like it only existed in order to get you to buy a 3DFX card. Like it felt like it was something that was just packed in with all of those things. I remember this game being fucking terrible.
Undefeated through countless galaxies, I have come seeking challenge. Defeat me, and my planet shall be yours. The most powerful weapon in the universe. Lose, and you and your civilization will be destroyed.
A little quiet. Like they had to put a countdown timer on the select screen, even though you didn't put a quarter in this game to play it. I want to say FX Fighter was at one point planned for the SNES. I believe that I did see a SNES version of this at one point that they canned. But I remember, I think at CES, I believe they were showing it on PC and on SNES, and then, you know, because it's called FX Fighter, it was like, oh, it'll run on the FX chip on the SNES and blah blah blah. But at some point, the SNES version did not happen, which is probably for the best because it's fucking not good. Oh man, I'm getting the crap beat out of me here. I don't know how many buttons I really have at my disposal here. Might be. It looks like it's only 2. Why is there a timer counting up? What is happening? That guy ran at me and it scared me so much that I backed up and fell over. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, you know, for the era, was this like a good looking game? I guess so. But it was hard to, like, there's something technically impressive about this if you think about it as like, you know, whatever year it came out, but there's a thing that happened, and, you know, I remember seeing reviews for games like this that would come out on PC, and I don't, you know, I'm not throwing shade at any specific reviewer because I just can't remember specifically who would have done this, but there was a lot of stuff like this in this era of PC gaming where you had games that resembled proper video games, you know, arcade games, console games, stuff of that nature. As more and more stuff like that started to come to the PC, there was a weird tendency on the part of some reviewers that it was like, well, now this is real video games, and this is And so it was this weird platformy kind of like the consoles don't have shit on this, and this now you're really playing arcade games on, it was just a weird kind of chip on your shoulder. The PC is so for video games type of mentality that you would see out of and you would see it on games like this. And there was other stuff where there were literally ports, right? Like Sega ported Fighting Vipers to the PC, and it's a fucking mess. But they did it, and so there were some people that were like, oh yeah, hell yeah. And it's just like a very weird mentality with some of this stuff. Here's Psycho Pinball. I love me some Psycho Pinball. Is there anything I need to be doing here? This seems like, well, I mean, I guess, what does this thing emulate? Is it Sound Blaster Pro? $225. Oh, we were on IRQ 7, I thought. I have no idea. Just auto detect when I run the game. There we go. Type Psycho to play. This might be keyboard only. Ah! Some kind of evil clown. I'm a Wild West fan. This is a very strange resolution. Ugh. Yeah, this is the way pinball was meant to be played. This resolution. I couldn't tell you how many hours of this I probably played, man. Like, you know, when I first got my PC, you know, got my hands on a handful of games, and you know, you can only play Doom so many times. You know, you can only play. I played so much Wolfenstein. And then, you know, when Doom came out, obviously, that was a very big deal. I'm trying to think if I ever actually purchased a PC game. For the first couple of years of me owning a PC, I don't think I bought a single game. Oh God. So the version of this I had, I don't remember that clown showing back up with a mustache, because I think that got cut out of the RIP version of it for taking up too much space or something. I don't know. Maybe it was that. I don't remember that being there. But oh, it's okay. Copying commercial games such as this is okay. Ooh, why not try installing some special Psycho wallpaper and sound effects into your Windows setup with your Psycho CD in your CD drive? Type extras, enter. Is that stuff here? Oh, it is. Oh. This won't actually work because this is all so contained. But if I could get some Psycho Pinball wave files. I bet if I installed this onto the Mister, which is going to be a more proper DOS environment than this kind of, that DOSBox Pure is very reduced and specific for games, as opposed to like full-fledged DOSBox. All right, I'm gonna have to. I wonder if I can get those out of the Misters. Well, yeah, of course you can, because I can copy files over to it to install games. So yeah, I must be able to. I'm sure there's a way for me to get these WAV files out of it. We're not gonna do this right now, but that is. I'm gonna do that. Controller mapper. Oh, that's cool that this is here. All right, yeah. So yeah, DOSBox Pure does, and ExoDOS, they do. I don't know where this stuff actually comes from, but there is an effort to map all the games to modern controllers, which is cool, but also kind of weird because you have some games that were, complicated, like Crusader, for example, and Crusader they have adapted to a controller, and it's sort of a weird way to play the game. I think if I pick this one, yeah, there we go. One of the hardest tracks ever recorded.
Round one, fight! Round two, fight!
I don't know why people are freaking out about these totally original sound effects. Might be a little too loud now. I think I still have it set to 486. Oh! Good God. Thank you. I mean, I fought one fight and lost, but I am still the strongest. All right, let's set this back to auto. So I think I need to pick with the keyboard, but it should still have buttons mapped. Let's see. Oh, this is okay. No, I need to turn the. Oh, King Tai Chi is giving Frank the business. The symbols it goes so fucking hard, man. Arr! You know what I mean?
Round one, fight!
This is not running. This is not running any better. Yeah, Frank.
Round two, fight!
Yeah. $9,400 blood.
Round one, fight!
Long kick! Long kick!
Round two, fight!
Long kick! Long kick! Long kick!
Suck it, Frank. Other Frank.
Round one, fight!
Long kick! Long kick!
Round two, fight!
Long kick!
Yeah, I know this got some kind of re-release, right? Do they patch it or
Long kick!
like years later did they do something with this game to make it run? I forget what the story was, but I think there's some other like a somewhat updated version that probably.
Round one, fight!
Hop kicks.
Round 2, fight!
Stop the move! Stop the move!
Uh-oh.
Round 1, fight! Round 2, fight!
Stop him!
That's the business right there.
Round 1, fight!
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, man.
Round 2, fight!
Whew.
Round 3, fight!
Stop him!
Now we're talking. But yeah, I don't know, like, you know, finding this game on some random FTP site or something in 1993 or 4 or whenever was crazy, you know? Because, like, here's this full-fledged fighting game with, like, you know, borrowed sound effects.
Can you not?
And you know, the official version of Street Fighter 2 released on PC was fucking garbage. And so to have something that was like actually kind of cool.
Round 2, fight!
Can you not?
And was brand new, you know, at a time when there weren't like a billion fighting games out there yet, you know. It was like the SNK stuff had, you know, been coming out, and you had Street Fighter 2, and, you know, maybe Champion Edition was out. And yeah, I guess Champion Edition stuff would have been out by this point, but that stuff hadn't come home, or, you know, or all that frequently either, and so it was cool to just like discover these random fucking fighting games. Even if it was very difficult to play them multiplayer at the time, because getting 2 controllers hooked up to one PC was damn near impossible, and also, you know, the relevant portions of the game about that stuff were in Chinese, and so it was very hard to figure out what the fuck you were supposed to do in the first place.
Stop him!
Uh-oh.
Round 1, fight!
I play as Widow? What boss code do I have to put in? Oh.
Round 2, fight!
Stop him!
Fuck.
Round 3, fight!
That's bad. This is going bad for me.
Round 1, fight! Round 2, fight!
Oh, what is that?
Stop him!
Round 3, fight!
Oh, get over there! Ooh. She's happy about it.
Round 1, fight!
Stop!
Oh, God.
Stop him!
Round 2, fight!
Stop him!
Oh! Frank! Frank! Come on, Frank.
Round 3, fight!
Stop him!
Ugh.
Round 1, fight!
Ah, yes.
Stop!
Very tasteful.
Stop him!
Round 2, fight!
Oh, God.
Round 3, fight!
That kick's pretty good. Standing in the air, crouching, it's a solid option. Yeah. Yeah, Frank. Much to think about. And then I guess we get some credits, huh? Really weird style of presentation for the credits. Yeah, I should track down the like updated version of that I know it does run better than this, but but also you know. This would be a fun game to play with other people, I bet. Oh, look at that. All your favorite super fighters. Here they are. Power of friendship. The power of cheeseburgers. See you next game. Now I feel like I've earned it. Is Tough Guy a DOS game? People, yeah, you're talking about Tough Guy in chat, but I don't know that I've ever seen Tough Guy. Tough Guy. Well, let me fire up a web browser here real quick. Oh, is that not here anymore? Okay, all right. Yeah. The place I went to go look for it. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, I'm not finding this as readily as I thought I would. Let's try this. Okay. Well, maybe this is not a DOS game, is it? Is it a like a Windows 95 era? Yeah, that's what they're... Okay, yeah, they have the Windows version on their website. They don't have the... Oh, wait. By Windows version, it doesn't... They don't mean modern Windows, do they? Surely not. Oh. This is just Mugen. And it's not coming in appropriately this way, so let's try this way. Oh, it is registering down on the D-pad as start or something. This is, okay, this is... No. This is no. But this is a Mugen game. This isn't, like, whatever, who cares? Like, this looks cool, but I'm kind of more interested in games that came out years ago and those specific versions. But this is Mugen. This is running in Mugen. These are the Mugen input config menus. This is like, so I assume there's another version of it. Did that? Okay.
Round one. Ready? Go!
Let's move. Let's move. Yeah.
飞龙在天，小龙问路。Round two. Ready? Go!
Uh-oh. There's something about this that I'm just having, like... trouble making anything of note happen. Maybe it's because he's just beating the shit out of me. Let's just turn it down a little bit, just so we can fuck around. Let's stick with Lee for now.
Round one. Ready? Go!
Blood. Always a good metric.
Go! 飞龙在天。
I think that there's kind of a lot of wind up on some of the moves, like even the this crouching heavy kick here. You know, like it takes a while for him to get it out. The projectile too, you know, it takes him a little bit to put it together, and so you kind of have to be more considerate of when you would use it, because if you use it up close, you can just get stuffed, which is kind of cool.
飞龙在天，飞龙脚，飞龙脚，
No. Ah. Oh, yeah. Sure. I'll take it. Throw one way, turn around, do the super. I'll have to grab the actual original version of this and kind of see it in its true form. This seems cool.
Round 2. Ready? Go! 冲冲！飞龙在天，小龙问路，冲冲！小龙问路，冲冲！飞龙在天，小龙问路，耶！
Here's Stan again.
Ready? Go!
Oh, 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 oh.
飞龙在天，小龙问路，小龙问路，
Oh, ah, ah, ah.
飞龙在天，飞龙在天。
Nah, nope. Screwed up.
Round 2. Ready? Go! 飞龙在天，飞龙在天。 飞龙脚，飞龙脚。
It has some neat ideas. You know, yeah, assuming the DOS version plays similarly, right? It's always kind of the weird thing about games made in this stuff, you know, is
飞龙脚，小龙问路，
you can always see a little bit of it. A little bit of the
飞龙脚，飞龙脚，
the Mugen jank.
飞龙在天。
But this is, I don't know, this is a really nice like game made in that for sure. Like all custom, all cool. Oh, look at this. Look at this. I don't know what I need to do here. I'm just mashing the buttons and hoping for the best, but that doesn't seem to be. Oh. No. No, that's okay. Neat. Yeah, I'll have to grab the original version of that one of these days and give it a look. But yeah, they have Sango Fighter 1 and 2 on their website over at superfighter.com if you want to just grab those. There's Steam. Say hi to Steam for yeah, hello. Dark Sector is free on Steam right now, by the way. For the next 3 days or something like that. So if you want a copy of Dark Sector on Steam, go to this page like I did right before this stream started and push the button marked "Get this game." So window capture in OBS is always a very interesting thing. It works very differently than the kind of game capture stuff does, where it'll just go like, is this window good enough for you? You're like, no, what? I left my banking information up on stream and now, yeah, like stupid stuff like that. But yeah, so like I don't know, man. We got that Sango fighter. Do I have? Yeah, I have Sango Fighter 2. But I don't remember playing a lot of Sango Fighter 2. I just think I just didn't, encounter it back then, I guess. History moves in cycles. Oh, so the 2010. So this must be the re-release that they did, because I don't think this game originally came out for DOS in 2010. Oh right, I remember this game now. So I can't see. Is one of the names flashing red and I just can't see it out of color blindness? Well, I wanted to pick Lubu, so it seems like it worked out. Right. I remember Sango Fighter 2 now. Yeah, I did not play this game when it was originally like out or whatever. None of these buttons do anything. I need to let off of the controller in order to attack. It's very janky. Take that trade all day long. All right, now it's a fight. Yeah, this plays like garbage. This plays fucking horribly. Because I can't, maybe it's because of the way it's mapping keyboard or whatever, but I cannot hold a direction. Like, I must be neutral on the controller in order for the attack buttons to do anything. Ugh. I'm trying to get in that ass, but I cannot get over there. And it feels so bad. Yeah, I don't know. Might just be the way that, the DOS box stuff is mapping it, but that feels terrible. Registered to Shareware Magazine. That's right. Okay, yeah, I have to. This is another one you gotta set it to joystick. They did not do mapping for that, so let's. Yeah, this works, but I gotta use the analog stick. Which is not ideal. Blue Boo getting the business. All right, Sango Fighter. It's no super fighter, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, I don't know. All the DOS hits. Vet. Want to drive through San Francisco? You know, Vet, Techwar, all the stuff that matters. I don't want to play Return to Zork. I don't want to play Return to Zork. I just want to hear the guy say, "Want some rye?" Of course you do, but I don't want to play Return to Zork. No one wants to play Return to Zork. The viewers have to learn about Techwar someday. I don't know about Techwar. Ultimately, like I remember downloading a copy of Techwar and having no idea what the fuck was going on. And in the years since, I have pieced together slightly better, like what is going on in Techwar and how you play it. But it is still, let's say, mysterious. But there's a lot more going on in Techwar than the average shooter of the era. For CD audio in the game, you have to manually start it left Alt P.
I suppose you're wondering why you're here.
Nope.
It's simple. You're the best.
Oh.
At least I think you are.
Great.
You've already figured out that if this weren't important, you'd still be in cryosleep, so I'm not going to waste your time, or more importantly, mine.
Mm-hmm.
Last month, Miyoshi Nakahara and her family disappeared while sailing a 40-foot wind cruiser around the world.
This is great because you can tell, like, it's like he's reading this for the first time. It's like these words are it's the first time he's ever seen or thought of these words.
Since. It's occurred to me that the disappearances were no accident. Oh, in case you missed the relevance, Nakahara is a Nobel Prize-winning cyberneticist whose forte is the Matrix. And Petrovsky is a noted cyberbiologist who's an expert in tech addiction. The connection, if there is one, could be the worst thing to hit this city since the quake of '22. If the tech lords have developed a way to broadcast tech using the Matrix, addiction would be universal. I don't intend to let that happen. That's where you come in.
Me?
Find out if there's a connection and eliminate the threat. Do a good job, and I think I can get you released permanently. Screw up, you're back on ice.
Do you think that immediately after that happened, that like the people on the other side of the camera said, okay, great, now let's do it for real? And he went, that was for real, and walked away? Yeah, every time I play this game, I don't have the patience for this, but it's fucking crazy.
Quick, I'm uptown, and I just saw Marty Dollar. Get down here and help me bring him in. You start near Midtown and work your way through the area.
We're gonna get Marty Dollar. So I remember when I first downloaded this game, I remember getting to this train station, and I think for whatever reason, and that's it. That's all I remember. I don't remember ever getting out of the train station. I remember like it being kind of broken, and you know, sometimes these cracked versions of games were not good. You know? Why am I so small? So this is another weird case where, like, clearly this game was meant to be played with a mouse and keyboard, and you can play it that way, but they have mapped the controllers to they've mapped the controls to a controller, so you can try to play it that way as well, which is interesting. That was an android. I was trying to put the gun away, but I was able to do it. Oh boy, whatever. So yes, if you haven't seen Techwar, this is Techwar. It's there's an interesting amount of stuff going on here to look back on, you know. Was a hologram. Who is still shooting at me? Requires red key card. Y'all got that red key card? These massive doors. That's an android. Anyway, the Techwar is maybe there will come a day when I will find the time to really, really dig into Techwar, but man, it's it's not something you could just fire up and go, yeah, like that's something, I'm going to need to find the manual for it, read over it, probably play it with a mouse and keyboard instead of this kind of remapped controller support stuff, and try to play it for real. Unlike the DOS version of Space Harrier, which I'm sure is just... There are a lot of people who don't know what PC gaming really is. And it's about putting a floppy disk into a machine and turning it on. And all of the sounds coming out of a tiny speaker that is built directly into the PC itself. And yeah, that's a big part of, the existence and the relevance of the Commodore 64 and of course the Amiga was that this, in 1989 that was a PC game, and in 1989 a lot of games would come out that even if you were playing them years later with a sound card, they just didn't have sound card support because sound cards were not a common thing that computers had. And so you had all these beepy, messy, PC speaker things, and they all sounded like fucking shit. And they were not the most playable games in the world either. I mean, you thought 89 looked crazy. This is PC gaming in 1983. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'll say joystick, but... Nope, I was wrong. So in a lot of ways, this is like worse than... This is one of the worst versions of this game that came out, in this game's original release window. This game was primarily released on Atari home computers, and it's much more colorful. It was just in 1983. Even that 70s era Atari was capable of more than a PC was. And this is maybe more akin to like Apple II levels of output. But certainly, the Commodore 64 was a more capable machine in a lot of ways, and the Amiga, by the time we get to the 90s and you look at what the Amiga became, it was an audio-visual tour de force by comparison to, a lot of the stuff that was coming out on a PC back then. And I did this backwards. This is not the right way to complete this level efficiently. I've completely screwed up. Oh, no. Let's see how it looks when you... Oh, it doesn't do the thing. It doesn't do the thing that the real versions of the game do. You just collapse. You don't like go all crazy the way you're supposed to, the way it's really supposed to be. Well, now we have to do that. Now we have to do that, man. I don't make the rules. So by comparison, this was the original version of the game that came out on Atari home computers, and then this is the Atari 5200 version. Look at these cool glowing mutants, but more importantly, look what happens when I touch them. What a goddamn video game this is. This is... Games do not get better than Miner 2049er. Just barely got that guy. Anyway. Let's just die. Yeah. Great game. But it's easy to, like all these years later, I think sometimes people don't understand what the Commodore 64 and other computers of that era were all about. And if you see what like the IBM PC was capable of in that time frame, or even years later, and how that stuff sounded and how that stuff looked, like it's easy to forget that, like, the machine we all play games on now was dog shit for playing video games back then. And so, yeah, I don't know, man. There's that is, I think that maybe that would help contextualize the popularity of some of those machines for other people. Seeing what the PC was capable of back then. But yeah. It's getting hot. I did not expect it to get hot. Well, I don't know. It's not hot outside, but it is hot in this room, which I did not expect. Oof. I meant to try this. Let's see if we can. Let's see if this is going to be a good way to play this game or not. No, we're gonna have to use a proper emulator for this. Do I even have that? Everything, when I changed PCs, I kind of didn't move everything over from the old one. I just kind of started slowly as I needed stuff. I was setting stuff up over again, and so it resulted in me not reinstalling a bunch of emulators that I just don't really ever use. And so, but I did install this. I did reinstall Vice. I wanted to see, after we played the NES version of it, it got me thinking about this. If this will run. None of these... There we go. Really good. There's something bad happening here. Maybe this is not the best version to use for... There we go. Okay, square button is... So I have to hold down... Yeah, headbutt this lady. Let's look for a different version of this to see if we can have a... See if maybe one of the other versions of it doesn't run like fucking insane. With all the layers being wrong and everything. Maybe that's just a bad cracked version of it. But this on the NES was not a good game. Yeah, that's weird. Like, as soon as it scrolls onto screen, it's just busted. I wouldn't think that this would be like a... Vice is a pretty well... You know, in Commodore 64 emulation in general is mostly a solved problem. So it's weird that this would be... That this would be weird. I wouldn't immediately think that this is an emulation issue. But let's... So, I mean, you know, there's always the Vice cores in... Does BizHawk do Commodore 64? I think that it does. Let's find out together. The problem with a lot of these multi-system emulators is that all that stuff is just going to be based on Vice anyway, so it might not be actually be better. Well, I'm trying to launch BizHawk, and it is not launching at all, which is a weird thing. I may need to reinstall that. There we go. Ah, accidentally launched it twice. Oh, is this just going to be... Is this not going to load a disk automatically? Okay, let's... Go back to this version and try it out. Well, I still need to type. It does not auto load. How do I type on BizHawk? How do I give it? How do I give the keyboard anyway? Okay. I don't have time to figure this out, so we're not going to do that right now. We'll go back to this thing, which, for all its faults, at least is okay at doing this thing. Whew. Anyway, I feel like I've seen enough of this game already to know just how it plays, because like a good refresher course. Yeah, that's weird. Anyway. This does seem like a better game than the NES version. I mean, for, you know, as much as that game has, you know, multiple buttons and some of that other stuff, but I like that the music is always trying to start up again. Anyway, I don't know. Yeah, it's when we're here, and as soon as the scrolling starts, the whole HUD and everything goes to shit. That's an interesting glitch that I don't know why that would happen, unless it's something with this specific cracked version of the game where they fucked it up in the process. Which, you know, but all these years later, that's sort of a weird. This would be a weird thing to have just be broken from a compatibility perspective. Like, oh, it just doesn't work with this game. Like that's almost unheard of for a Commodore 64 game at this point. Oh. Stabbed from off screen. Not a good game. Not a good game. God, what else is in this directory? Okay, yeah. There's all kinds of hot hits. Like this bootleg version of Bagman called Baggett Man. Oh, did I start a two-player game and this is expecting me to have the other joystick? I think that's exactly what happened. Oh well. It's Bagman for the Commodore 64. Much like when we were talking about in the old Hall of Fame, talking about you know, some of these situations where instead of having an official version of a game, someone would just go out there and make a weird bootleg version and put it out. Well, now I want to know what this is. Okay, I'm just sorry. I'm just like loading games out of a directory that even I don't remember what they are. Mr. Dig. What's up with Mr. Dig? Okay. I think I'm digging what Mr. Dig is putting down. All right, Mr. Dig. What do I got to hit to make Mr. Dig run? Maybe I got to be on the other joystick here. Core option. Where would they put... Because, you know, the thing about the Commodore 64 is that some games run on... There we go. Port 2. We'll change this to port 1. Okay, Big Babies level. Extremely easy, easy, so-so, getting harder, fairly hard, hard, extremely hard, or masochists level. I wouldn't know anyone that would feel that getting to play a game, even a Mr. Do knockoff, would ever be a form of masochism. That seems weird. Look at this. Okay, so this is what? This is level 1, but it's got a big 0. This changes everything. Oh, God. I think the level gets flooded with other Mr. Diggs. Now here we are on the next level. It's a big number 1. It's fucked up that you can't. I'm just saying, you know, if I were the type of streamer that had like a wheel of good games, and you know, people could like spin the wheel to play good games, maybe this would be a game I would put on there. Even if it's technically unofficial, you know, I think there's still something exciting about this, something vibrant and lively. But you really get fucked over in some of these more open areas here compared to the real thing. I love also that it's, you know, at the bottom of the screen at all times is Mr. Dig from Micro Deal. Copyright 1984. Original character, do not steal. Fucked up out here. Yours, congratulations. Yours is one of the top scores. It's me, Twitch's top Mr. Dig streamer. Do I have Spectrum games set up? I should, yeah. What is the name of said Spectrum game? ETX, the extraterrestrial Zargon. All right, well, that sounds great. Let's see if we got it. Let's see. Spectrum games. Yeah, there it is. ETX. This isn't some porno game, is it? I'm not gonna. $1983. Well, it tried to load it as a Commodore 64 game, which is funny. Abex, the games people, present ETX. I am pressing any key. Let's try loading a different version of the game. Let's try and see if we have any different format versions of it. It's supposed to have a green background and voice samples?
Phil's Dog by David M. Webb.
Ah. Good God, David M. Webb. Press anything.
Which game?
Which game? Just Ernie? The Professor and Ernie? The MI5?
Game?
No, God, stop.
Which game?
Let's try Just Ernie.
Which game? Which game?
David M. Webb, I can't choose. It's not letting me choose David M. Webb. All right.
Which game? Which game?
I'm trying to think if there's be a different emulator to load this in that would probably be a little more reliable, but
Which game?
I have played Spectrum games here before with the keyboard and all that other stuff. It's the other problem is that modern keyboards don't have like number pads and stuff, and so if it's expecting me to push 1 on like a number pad, I can't do that because this keyboard doesn't have one of those.
Which game? Which game? Which game?
I mean, this is nice though.
Which game?
Let's just try this one other version of it.
By David M. Webb. Which game?
So like me hitting the joystick button is what got it to this next screen.
Which game?
Is there an on-screen? Sometimes I can, with the Commodore 64 core, you can pull up an on-screen keyboard.
By David M. Webb. Which game?
There we go. I didn't have enough inputs allowed to allow it to map the keyboard. Okay, but now what? Well, now we've gone and done it. All right, hang on.
By David M. Webb.
All right, David M. Webb.
Which game?
Let's go all 3. Break and 1 to end game, 1 to 9 for player. So
Ouch. Ouch.
ouch.
Ouch. Ouch.
I don't know that I want to figure out the control stuff.
Ouch. Ouch.
But we should be able to go here and here and... Oh, is this gonna... Yeah, so we can map keyboard stuff to individual buttons on the joystick if you want to go that way. That's kind of a fucking weird way to do it, but I guess it doesn't have an input menu of its own here because they override that in favor of all the... Okay. Yeah, our keyboard overlay is on, but we don't have it on. Anyway, I want to hear this man say ouch a few more times.
ouch,
Ouch.
ouch, ouch, ouch,
That's just good fun. I mean, it's no Mr. Dig, but ultimately, you know, what are you going to do? I kind of want to... Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to play around a Warzone before we go. Yeah, and continuing with all these old video games. Why not? Call of Duty Black Ops 6 Warzone. Ouch. And then I got to get going. I'll be back on Friday to rank some 8-bit Nintendo games. I hope, you know, everyone has a good Thanksgiving and stuff. Ours is... real crazy this year. Oh, you know what I need to do? Is make sure that that is set to push to talk, so I'm not just talking into the game the whole time. Ouch. Ouch. I don't know what we're cooking. I don't know if we're gonna... I don't know. It's... Yeah, everything's kind of up in the air because of just family health stuff. And we had thought that we would be going somewhere and doing some cooking somewhere else, but I'm still... I don't know. I don't know. I appreciate that they allow the old skins in Warzone still. A lot of the old skins and guns are still here. They don't allow them into the proper Black Ops 6 multiplayer. But at least the stuff you bought last year is still technically playable, I guess, if you play Warzone. Which I don't play a lot of Warzone, but the changes they made, I'm actually kind of into them. And so I found myself playing a little bit more, and it's a good opportunity for me to play as this Snoop Dogg Black Cell skin. Also, I'm fine. These matches take forever to fill. I mean, especially during the day here, but you know, at night it's a little bit faster than this. But man, It's probably because I'm playing solos or something. Okay, that's not too bad. Guys, it's a double XP weekend. I hope you have a tremendous double XP weekend. That's how if you work around people and on Friday people say things like have a good weekend, I want you to start just saying, "Hey, have a good double XP weekend," and never explain it. If they ever go, "What?" You go, "What?" I said, "Have a good weekend." I said, "Ouch." Good. We can turn up the voice chat. That's good.
Stop it with the echo. Stop it with the echo. Stop it with the echo. Stop it with the echo.
Good. The Black Ops 6 guns are so fucking fun, dude. And it's because the attachments are so easy to just parse. And I get to keep making assault rifles with no stock on them.
Contact!
All stations, green light. We're deploying to the war zone.
Marking contract.
Battle Royale. You've got gas closing in fast. Double time it to the safe zone. Be advised, patch drop is inbound. Hunt down the enemy.
So because of the changes they made, like they straight up
Enemy SAM turret
removed a lot of the the inventory stuff got completely reworked in ways that just make the game snappier, friendlier. I don't know, like you don't have to dick around as much. Like you can't necessarily
Supply boxes
hold
located.
as much
Move to
of
secure.
you know like you can't devote your entire inventory to just like more armor or whatever, and so it's like in some ways a little less flexible, I guess, but it's such a it just I don't know, it just makes it very easy and breezy to get in and do stuff, you know. It's not
Hostiles have established a SAM turret.
alrighty. What's this?
Supply box secured. 2 to go.
All right, that we want. Yes. When you pick up the good guns, it goes... Which, again, that's good. It's just good.
You're losing ground. Move it.
Let's... No, wait, actually. Let's keep this marksman rifle. Is this marksman rifle? Is it just single shot? Okay, good to know.
Enemy UAV is online.
Ah!
Taking effective fire!
2 supply boxes down. 1 to go.
XDR awaiting targeting data.
16 rounds.
Fuck it.
Out.
Enemy dropping into the AO. They've got a SAM turret online.
All right, I still need to complete my contract.
Fire
So let's,
solution was bad. Miss.
yeah, all right. No, we'll keep the armor for now because we're probably gonna need it. Let's go up here. That. Where? Oh, he's up high. He was up high. Man. Yeah. Okay. I didn't even think to look up high.
We've procured upgraded gear for you. Use it wisely.
Fuck. All right, well, that's that.
War is for the warrior.
I'm usually pretty good at winning the gulag fights, but not that one.
Valiant effort. Keep your head up and return to base for debrief.
Let's see. Maybe I got time for one more. They still just spam the emotes in Warzone. But yeah, obviously the faster movement and all the omni movement stuff being in here is fun. But I think it's the inventory changes and the stuff they did, which in like I think the most direct comparison is they made it more like Apex. But also if you think about it, they also kind of made it a little bit more like Blackout, the first Call of Duty Battle Royale, which had a similar kind of simple inventory stuff, if I remember correctly. So, I think they're positive changes, but also, I don't know, man. I like I'm having an okay time doing a little bit of this Battle Royale stuff, but at the same time, it's hard to, I don't know. It's hard to put a bunch of time into a battle royale these days. I just don't. They're just kind of not for me anymore. I don't know what I'm just kind of, I've had my fill. The novelty of like the stalking, hiding in bathrooms, doing, like all the, like, are you gonna, like, the games have in some ways discouraged that sort of behavior, and they, especially I think Call of Duty is good at like rewarding aggression. And so it's a little less like this hunter or being hunted sort of thing. It feels a lot less like a horror movie than like PUBG did in the early days. And I kind of, I don't know, the faster pace is nice, but at the same time, it's, if I want that pace, I'll just play regular multiplayer Call of Duty, which is that pace, but shit is happening all the time. Instead of, I'm going to run around and collect all this shit and then get into one gunfight here and there, type of stuff. And they seem to have acknowledged that. Like they have a respawn mode in this where if you can survive X number of seconds after dying, it will let you respawn again. And they do that through the first like 2/3 of the match. And I think that's like a smart way to kind of try to balance it out. Where it's got like a little bit of the carefree whatevers about regular Call of Duty. But yeah, I don't know. It's you wonder how much longer. And I don't know, Fortnite, people seem really happy with where Fortnite is at. Not everyone, but I've certainly seen people that are feeling good about where Fortnite is, and are playing a lot of that. And I know they just rolled out their like fucking OG mode. We need to stop You need to stop using the term OG to describe anything. It's just embarrassing.
Geared up and stand by. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the side. All stations, this is Shadow 01. Deployment to the war zone has been authorized.
All right, I don't have time for a long game.
Marking contract.
Battle Royale. Gas is closing on your position. Suggest you hightail it out of there. Targets are up. Go take them down. This is intel on the next gas spread. Get it to the uplink station marked on your TAC map and we'll decrypt it.
Wait, where does it want me to go? Fuck. Like, I knew a guy was there, but still, he caught me looking down. So is Warzone Zombies gone? Yeah, that's... Well, yeah, I guess it's complete. I wonder if you launch into last year's game, if it will let you play that Zombies mode. I actually don't know. I actually don't know the answer to that. But Warzone is typically like a live game, like updating modes and modes and modes Man, shit. Felt like I was shooting before that guy, but
Your fight's over, soldier.
maybe he just shot better. Yeah. Well,
The enemy took that one, but
you
we'll get 'em
you
back.
win none, you lose some, as they say. But that's fine because I don't have a lot of time today anyway. And you left. Seems like a decent way to just level up random guns, you know, because as you run around with these guns, it just kind of, you accrue XP for doing shit. So some of the guns that I have not been using in regular multiplayer, I've been unlocking some attachments for. Oh, they put prop hunt in? Is this just like a weekend thing? Anyway. That's not my character at all. That's not the character I've been using at all. It will just occasionally, like, okay, well, these are right. These are correct. But for whatever reason, it just thinks this dude, that I'm this dude here in the main lobby. I don't know why. Happy double XP weekend, everybody. I find myself thinking more about Warzone now that they've retooled it and the things that they've done to it. I will say that I am thinking about playing a lot more Warzone than I did over the last year. That's for sure. Like I have not really touched much of that at all. But the changes they've made to it have been pretty sound. And so I've been having a somewhat better time with it. And those two matches were shit shows, but that's just how it goes sometimes. So yeah, I don't know. Ouch. Now I've got to figure out Spectrum emulation and why it's gone so shitty. Maybe that's just a case of I need to be using the Mister for that sort of stuff, because then I just literally have a keyboard hooked up to it, and it just kind of works. But yeah, I might have to mess with that a little bit more. And of course, Mr. Dig, which I think seems like a classic, seems like a stone cold classic for the Commodore 64. If you're looking for classic games with power balls and cherry collecting and apple dropping, Mr. Dig is a can't miss. Is a can't miss kind of game. That's gonna do it for me here. I'm gonna. Well, yeah. We are in the process. It is likely, unless something really crazy happens, well, we're gonna be losing a family member here in the foreseeable future, and so it's just kind of we've been going through a lot with that, and that's been it's been a big part of the last year, but it's also been a very, very big part of the last couple of weeks. And so we're kind of at the end of that road. And so, yeah, I don't know. I don't have like a great, hey, it's happy Thanksgiving, you be thankful for stuff, cause shit happens. And, yeah, I'll have some more, like I said on the podcast, there's some stuff around this that I am like close to calling the cops about. It's a level of illegal sounding behavior out of some of these people that they tell you they're nurses, and I'm sure that legally they are, but there's something. There's some real shady people out there that when elderly people get close to the end, that these vultures will come out of the woodwork, and it's been a very. I'll have more to say about that down the line, but I'm still kind of in the middle of a lot of that stuff. But yeah, it's yeah. So I don't mean to end on a downer, and I do hope that that people do have a happy Thanksgiving. If anything, I'm saying like, hey, spend Thanksgiving with your family. It's really easy to fucking hate your family. Trust me. There are people that I have not wanted to see for decades that have been at some of these family gatherings that now I don't go to any of them because I don't live nearby, and that's honestly been kind of nice to a certain extent. But they're still family. There's still an aspect of that. So I don't know what I'm saying about all that, but it's Thanksgiving here anyway. So, try and spend it with the people you care about and care about them, I suppose, is the message. I'll be back on Friday with 8-bit Nintendo games. We'll rank some more of those. It'll be the blackest Black Friday you've ever. No, I don't know. We're almost out of black box classics. So initially I was like, oh yeah, and I'm like, I don't know if there are enough of those games left to do a Black Friday themed installment. But that'll be episode 69. So come on through for that. And yeah, other than that, otherwise just have a happy double XP weekend, and I will see you on Tuesday for the podcast. Have a good one.